wangu moyo nitoe soko
in the air, maandamano kazi safi kwenye beat flow ya Kamagamo. I got the ammo, box niambie hii track ilianza tunaka sample. Like for example, huyu mtoto amenitoa kwenye soko, no local, she got the vocal, picture perfect najiona kwenye photo. Of course ni moto, dhahabu ni yeso, siwezi dai msoto, hii mapenzi ni mdogo, sweet like choco, you got me in a choco. What more can I say, another classic.
Sweet like choco, tamu mtoto wangu moyo nitoe soko. Sweet like choco, tamu mtoto wangu moyo nitoe soko. Nobody like you, oh baby, you're fancy, sweet wine mixed with sunshine till the moonlight, sweet loving all night.
Why?
Well, Guan,
how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy New Month.
Happy New Month.
Are you excited about May?
Yeah, it's a May for manifestation, money, good things.
Literally.
The mantra is just everything good.
More.
Yeah.
Literally abundance and all that. Of course, May also for clarity. For me, May for money, May for manifestation. Yes, excited. May for beaches and just enjoying.
Come on.
Like literally it's our month.
I know. The month is starting on my higher notes.
Yeah.
I know that for
like
sure.
it.
And I really hope it's going to be great towards the end.
It is going to be great.
Yeah.
Literally. But hope everything is okay with you.
I'm great.
Yeah.
Been great. It's been a good month of April.
Yeah.
Looking forward, of course, to what May has in store.
Yeah.
I see trips, I see money, and a whole lot.
Happiness.
Peace, mental health, peace, and everything over everything.
I know.
Yeah, so I'm good. I can't complain.
My May started on a higher note. I'm so happy. I don't know. I feel like happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
nice.
bubbly.
Nice.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know
nice.
why.
That's
yeah,
nice.
so and of course it's just starting on a high note because my homies will be having an event.
Yeah.
So I'll be attending. So I'm
nice.
like, May is starting on a high note,
that's
literally.
Right.
Tonight. Pale hivyo Motown Langata. Literally.
Guy, nuko kote?
Yeah, it's in Langata.
Kwa ni mbali.
Jubi Langata.
I'm sorry, I'm not coming.
Oh my God, where do you think it was?
I'm so lazy like that.
Where do you think it was?
Around Rongai?
No, it's in Langata and it's a very bougie
I'm
place.
so sorry, 125. I forgot my support, but I'm not pulling up.
Tutawa support to Kuivi.
Yeah, man.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's all good. We still support them. We still play their music.
Period.
So it's really still okay. But of course, I just want us to react. But because it's a new month, I want us to start with the quote.
Okay.
Literally. Maybe we take a short musical break.
All right.
And get back to one quote because it is the start of the month.
Period.
Literally. We deserve that. But
All
of
right.
course, guys who are joining us on YouTube, karibuni sana. It's not yet picked. Yes, it has picked. Kindly share your quote of the month with us as we come back on a short musical break.
Yeah, we're 25. Nigga. For the guy. I am Alex. Whenever I look in the mirror, I see you and me, darling. Whenever you go wabili mimi na we, taka nikutunze vile inafaa. Mash me up, mix me down, bangara, sangara. It's over when you come over, my head wote ushawapiga bao. Girl you want it, yes need it, wine it, round round. It's a mother, it's a massa, every time you come around. My darling, oh baby take it off my love. Whoa, don't see what carry the shame is watch it all follow.
Wasichana wa Nairobi wanapenda usherati tena sana, chumba usiku kama basmati. Yes bana, kama mbeba mbele nyuma mtakuwa kwa ndani.
I'm not even getting a quote, but of course, may this May be marvelous, smooth. May you achieve everything full of love, money, peace, and all that. And I also have one screenshot. It says, if you can wake up at 7 a.m. to build somebody else's vision, you can wake up at 5 a.m. to build your own. Most of the times, people tend to actually care more for people, forgetting themselves. No matter if you're a giver or if you just have a good heart, unataka to ensure that everybody around you is okay. Sometimes you forget to take care of yourself. If you can really take care of people like that, never forget to take care of yourself.
Sure,
you always come first.
Prioritize yourself.
Prioritize yourself this
Ensure
May.
you feel good about
Yeah.
yourself, you know. Like I was looking at a quote today which was saying to the women, you know, get your nails done, get your hair done, get new clothes, you know.
Yeah.
Take time for yourself, go eat try some new brunches and all that. And I feel like personally I've been doing that, especially all this year, you know, trying some new stuff, you know, and I really like that about myself. But yeah, on maintenance, a whole lot of change coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
On maintenance, monthly
Yeah.
maintenance,
Yeah.
a whole lot of change. Nails,
I
you
know.
know,
It's
on
coming,
air.
I'm telling you. Crazy.
You know, TMI won't say much. But anyway, my quote of the day today says, it's an affirmation for the whole month and of course to you. It says, and you can take this as course as for you, I'm no longer available for self-betrayal. I only pour into cups that pour to me. And I feel like for me, still heavy on that because I feel like I pour to cups that, I don't know,
It's
I
not
never expect
reciprocated.
anything.
Yeah.
Not really reciprocated. I never expect anything. That's just me. I feel like that's just me. So it's not gonna stop me from pouring because I'm not receiving.
Yeah.
But of course, don't be dumb. You always
Yeah.
keep on saying that. And then another, it also says I move with intentions, not impulse. I can honor my pain and still choose joy. So it's okay to be hurting and still choose to be happy.
agree, yeah.
I attract clarity,
Yeah.
no confusion,
Yeah.
and I am easy to love. Yeah, personally, I think I'm super easy to love.
Yeah.
Heavy on that. So
Yeah.
that's my quote of the month.
month, exactly.
And everything I've spoken is gonna be. Yeah.
Crazy because this month I actually asked for clarity.
Mhm.
For me, I
Yeah.
feel like it is the month that I need.
You've been
things to
tested.
start- Yeah,
I feel like when you're tested, that's when you demand clarity.
Yeah, things to start making sense, you know.
yeah.
Like even people around me to start, and if they don't make sense, I just don't want them around me.
You'll
And
get it.
I just want that clarity. If it is about my job, if it's about money, if it is about family, I just need a lot of clarity in
Okay.
other things. So for me, this month is clarity and just finance.
You'll get it. You'll
Yeah,
get it. I feel like
stability.
personally, I don't know, clarity is always my daily mantra.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that helps me and has helped me understand energy,
Yeah.
people around me so quick,
Yeah.
and the universe always has my back
Yeah.
somehow. Just if I say like I really now want it, you're gonna get it. Imagine
Yeah.
you're gonna, as long as you'll be able to detect like, hey, this is the answer I was asking
asking for, exactly.
Yeah, you'll get it.
And they will always show you a way.
Sure.
There will always be an
That's
answer.
true.
But of course, happy new month. Just one thing to add on what you actually started on. Says slowly teaching myself that someone else's emergency is not my emergency. I've been running miles for people who couldn't even take a step for me.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you might be like, just the same thing, taking care of people without even thinking about yourself.
I have no expectations, honey. It won't hurt that much. I feel like that's what I'm learning as I grow up. You'll do things for people, and at the end of the day, of course, the people gonna meet in life who are a lesson to you. In, I don't know, it's constant. You're gonna learn something.
Exactly. You know, Joby, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, you continue doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, without even knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
The people who have that heart, don't be dumb. Don't have expectation, but don't also be dumb and forget about taking care of yourself first. That's what I'm standing on this month. Take care of yourself first, because some people have a heart Joby ya kusaidiana, si ndio? Lakini unajisahau. Niko na hiyo tu maybe 1,000 bob. Somebody wants that 1,000 bob. I forget about
Hapo
my
iwezi.
friend.
Hapo na iwezi. Sisi
Exactly.
kupea sina.
So at the end of the day, don't forget about you first before you actually think about that.
Tunaweza gawana,
Yeah.
but sisi kupea 1,000 bob. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Tunaweza gawana though.
And probably maybe you had a plan for it.
Exactly.
Hiyo tao. So ukiambia mtu haiwezi, haitakuua.
True.
For me, that is what I'm standing on
Okay.
this month. But
Alright.
of course, just starting from the conversations we have, I've got a couple of random videos here. I want us to react on. I'm gonna play this. Man, I think this was a podcast, and they were just talking about traditional women.
Okay.
So let's listen to this man.
Traditional women. Women today are not traditional women. They don't have the class our mothers had. They don't have the mentality our mothers had. They don't have the patience.
What's the definition of a traditional woman?
A traditional woman
That's what
thinks
people tell me.
of her family before she thinks of her own self.
That's your
That's a traditional. That's your mother. All our mothers thought of the kid, thought of the father, and thought of the house. Even thought of the house helpers before she even thought of herself. That's what.
I just had it till there. I didn't hear the whole video. It's a lot. We'll continue playing him. I just had it till there. I was like, this needs to be talked about.
Which mumu be this?
I don't
Let's start
know,
from
man.
there.
I don't know.
Which mumu, if you're listening, which mumu are you? Like, how stupid can you be? Like, you're telling me, and that's the problem they have now with today's generation, because we're not prioritizing you over myself. Like, I'm not gonna forget, like, having 2 children. That makes me now a grandma.
Exactly.
Excuse me, I'm still young. I still gonna put myself together. I had my life before these kids going on, and they're gonna have their life even after
exactly.
me taking care of themselves. So what do you mean, like, I'm not your mother? Let's start from there. Yeah, that's my reaction for now.
Alright.
I'm not your mother. Let's start from
because number one, I feel like wanasema prioritize, think about other people first. They even thought about the kids. They thought about their husband. They thought about the servants, and that becomes a problem. Job.
Exactly.
Because you can't actually be taking care of people. Before kids, there was you. So I had this video where they were asking, I think this woman sometimes back, I think maybe we shared it. Alikuwa anasema, if you're supposed to go on a trip, right? You're supposed to go on this trip with your husband. You've saved this money, and then your kid comes, they need money for what? That doesn't make sense. Of course, might be important, but it's not an emergency. Would you give your kid, or would you go for the trip? And the one is like, I'm going for the trip. I'm going for the trip first, because I have to prioritize myself first. The kid is already grown. The kid's issue can actually wait. As a mother, Nisawa, you might take care of people. You are a nurturer, naturally. But it doesn't mean you forget who you are. You forget yourself.
That's
and I feel like our mothers drowned in that so much. Conversations that they don't talk about deeply about their former. You know, right now we have women who are articulative about themselves. They talk about their experiences in marriages. They talk about the ups and downs openly. They share a lot of insights when it comes to marriages. And back then, that was not even women.
It was not a norm.
Not
even allowed.
Hata pigwe jobi afanywe nini, they'll stay.
Tulia.
Exactly.
You are not our mothers. Number one, I'm not your mom. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think this generation of men also. This, I don't know. This is not even a millennial type of a thinking. You know, because
looks like it's a millennial.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even a millennial type of a thinking. You know, because I've seen some millennial who can reason like, hey, I'm not gonna stay in an abusive marriage. I'm not gonna stay with someone who's, you know, not benefiting me in this sort of way and sort of way. I'm not your mother, number one. If your mother could tolerate abusive marriages, that is your mother. If your mother could stay somewhere where, you know, the husband is a drunkard and never, you know, your life's never upgrade, I'm not your mother. It's patience. Speaking of patience, what are you talking about patience? When you're beating me every day and my lifestyle is literally on the low because of you, you're talking about patience. be very careful. These men are just yapping anyhow because they have microphones and podcasts to talk. Be careful of what you're passing outside here. And look at what time we are on. Like the heck.
The traditional woman.
And that is the reason why most of the women in our mother's generation are filled with bitterness and are resentful.
Exactly.
This is the exact reason why, because they put everybody before themselves. Most of our mothers sacrificed their lives and their existence for their family, for their husband and their children, and as a result, most of them
I'm
are
gonna
filled
add,
with
they even
bitterness.
die sad.
I know.
I've spoken about this a couple of times. They die sad. Like if you look at literally the older generation, most of our parents or grandparents, they don't die happy people.
don't.
Unless this soul was just a happy soul, genuinely. But through experiences of life, a woman, because that's how they've been nurtured, right? The same thing we've been talking about. A woman is supposed to know how to cook, how to be submissive, you know, cater to your husband, give birth. A woman is supposed to give birth. Huh? A woman is just supposed to stay at home. She's not supposed to become an entrepreneur, own business, go to work. None of that. The time is up. It's a different generation, and you have to accept it.
And women have also priorities. They have
Exactly.
better things to do
Like-
than just caring and being housewives.
And resentment. Consequently, they'll hold the
That's why unapata wakisha grow hivi old. Have you ever gone to places where mothers don't even care about their husband? Hata bwanake afanye nini? Hata rudi saa ngapi?
Hata cheat mara
cheat.
ngapi?
The mother and amegrow that resentment for a long time.
Akunywe,
Hakuwahi
anguke
toka.
karo,
Hata give a
kwa
damn.
ibishe.
Hata imefika point yenye hata aseme niaibishe tu aje sijali. The resentment, the hate they've
But
had.
you have a husband.
Exactly. The hate they've had for a very long time for this person. Imefika
Crazy.
mpaka point yenye hakuwahi toka mpaka kwa like whatever. You do what you gotta do. And you find most of these mothers, they've grown with that so much hate for this man for
Sadly,
years and years.
I've said this, that has been an experience that I've had growing up, or had it with my stepmom. She used to say, like, you know, the mentality, because my dad was kind of like, you know, a womanizer. A womanizer. So what happened, I remember my stepmom alikuwa na hii mentality, and that's what she did, because I have literally a whole lot of siblings, not complaining, but hata nizae wengi ndi ataacha kuchiti, tamuingiza lesson kwa kichwa, ataona kona more responsibilities,
Exactly.
you know, than this women is trying to get around. And I'm like, so you're willing to stay in this marriage, you know, so long as you give birth to many children, thinking you're gonna trap this man with that notion, that type of thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if my dad changed, being honest, because I'm never around him. But for me, that didn't make sense at all.
Exactly. Trust
It
me, you
didn't
can
make
never
sense
also
at
change
all.
a shit.
It didn't
You
make
can never.
sense at all. Nico, like, wait, what?
You
Okay,
can't.
cool.
Hata uzai wangapi Joby, he will never
Like-
stop. He's just going to find a lot of watasema nyumba imejaa watoto ni wengi huko, ni stress, acha nikae huko nje.
Ndio maana mimi nilifukuzwa, si niliambiwa toka, unataza nyumba,
Exactly.
ndo kaolewe.
Did he stop him from? He did it.
I don't know if it
Literally.
stopped him, but yo, that type of mentality, that type of thinking of hata nizae watoto wengi ndio aache kucheat. Those are, now you die a very sad soul because you never got genuine love, literally from someone you claim your husband. You know, I love the fact that, I don't know what you are referring to, but there was a video, I love referring everything right now to that. Like, my husband can never be that. You know, if I see a man doing anything, I'm like,
Exactly.
no, my husband can never be that. My husband can never be that, because that's what I expect to be treated. This is how I want to be treated by my man. So I'm like, no, my husband is never gonna do that.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
nah.
And everybody deserves what they want, literally.
sacrifices that they made over their children. And that is the reason why most African mothers have an unhealthy attachment to their children, because they sacrificed everything for their children and their family. So you would hear African mothers say that after everything I did for you children, I sacrificed everything for you children.
And they're expecting something in return because they did everything for you. Exactly, they put all their life for you. Ndio sahi mother fulani atasema mimi watoto wangu washakuwa wakubwa. Me I'm going for something else.
I feel like this is where again we're reminded have, you know, and I love the fact that this is the generation that we're talking about this, you know, that have children when you really want to, have children because you really want to. As a woman, also have children. Don't be lured by a man because what we were talking about the other time, yesterday actually. Don't be lured by a man because he has money and you think now, unajua saa atanieka nitazaa watoto, you know, I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home wife, and then this guy akufe hauna kitu, again you're broke, you didn't do anything also for yourself and all that. Like, heavy on, have your own money as a woman. Have your own money as a woman.
Super important.
Even if you have someone who you can rely on,
Yeah.
you know, have your own money as a woman. Put a business, you know, and so actually by the time actually you're giving birth, you want to, you're ready, and you know, if anything fumbles actually in this relationship or marriage, I'm ready to take care of these kids. Because nimesikia mademu wengi siku hizi wakisema wewe pata tu ball, huo mtoto ni wako. Ukifikiria ni wako na bwanako,
ni wako
peke yako. But I don't want to say also we don't have like men who are really willing to take care of their children. We have men who love being dads. I was looking at a video of literally how kids, itulikuwa video clip ya watoto, like how they're always waiting for their daddy wakifungua mlango. The daddy, I'm like, wow, this is so loving. But it's the fact that how many parents and men especially who are in that mental space of accepting a kid and being able to love and become a dad, you know. Kama hakuna mtu kaa huo, mtoto ni wako.
And of course the reason as to why Joby maybe women are actually being cautious is because there's been a higher probability of men not actually being
loving dads.
So women were like, I'm being just
now
responsible.
you have to pour all the love
of
of both the mother and the father as a woman.
And sometimes it's just too much because you can't be a man also.
True.
A kid bado anataka babake. Hata kuita dada, hata kuita mama. See, that's how they call their father, dada. That's the first. I'm like, who is dada? He's Baba.
I know, like, who's dada? I don't want to say dada.
Yeah, it's crazy. Don't say dada.
Yet better than this. That is the reason why most African mothers have an unhealthy attachment to their children. Do you know how sad it is to go through life and to center your life around being a wife and a mother? That is sad. Most of our mothers had no identity outside of being a wife and a mother.
Exactly. Then understanding also dealing with the generation that majority of the women, they were not actually also, you know, being married willingly. They were being forced to marriages. If not forced to, you have to go kwa sababu kwa age bracket where you can get married. There's someone who likes you from this clan or whatever.
They would come and sneak you wakuibe, and then they go to take you. You didn't hear that?
No.
Oh, that happens a lot of time. Me, I asked my mom, it's like,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, me, I asked my mom, like, uliolewa aje? Akaniambia mimi nilienda kutembelea sister yangu na sikuwa irudi kwetu. So, like, for example, I go visit my sister where she's married, right?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Not really like that kukuiba, but atilienda kwa sister yangu nikapatana na mtu na hivyo ndo sikurudi. I've heard of that, something
so
like that.
she met my dad. She went to see her sister.
Yeah.
Her sister. And then sasa my father and his brother. And she never came back. The only time she just stayed there, it's my father who now went back to her parents' place to say, hey, I'm paying this dowry and this and this and this. So that's how she got married to my dad. That's how she met my dad, through her sister. Because I was like wondering, you guys are brothers, you guys are sisters, how did you guys like meet, you know, and super that. But I also had a conversation with them asking like, how was traditional marriages? The ones that were arranged, where you don't even know your partner. Unaambiwa, check it, this family has come, they are interested. You've never seen, you don't even remember Nollywood how it would be.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that
family
happens.
has come,
Exactly, they come and say, we have seen your daughters, we want this one. If you're not rated, you as a woman, you're not even asked if you want or not. Unaambiwa, you're not even asked as a woman. You're told, oh, we've seen a flower, one of the flowers at your house, we want this flower, and we've come with my family. Let's talk negotiation. And that's how it starts. Unaitwa unaambiwa, this one is going to be your husband. Do you know him? Yes. From a good family, we know that is how people got married. So most of them were arranged. kuna ingine pia ulikuwa naibiwa kwa moto, like kwa mto ukienda maybe kuchota maji and stuff. They abduct you, they take you to his folks place, and then they go visit your folks. And once they've already done that, they say, we have your daughter, we've come for this and this and this. And I was like, that is the most fucked up marriages that ever existed. Because you don't know the person. I'm glad because I was like, okay, my mom knew my dad. They spent time together. Alikubali angekuwa na option ya kurudi. Wow. But yeye ni kama aliingizwa box. But you make a choice. I believe you need to make a choice. You need to make a choice in a marriage. Like, this is somebody you're going to stay with for the rest of your life. Arranged marriages, some people are like, okay, let's do arranged marriages. I feel like
you've seen those kind of marriages.
I can't job.
You've seen them on Instagram or somebody bump into those videos of forced marriages.
Yeah.
Wamejam, right?
They're already super mad. Niko like, hey, ni harusi gani? Mbona wamejam? The chick anaangalia ku
the
like, oh my god, why?
It's crazy. It's so insane. Also, we have the female genital mutilation type of experiences, where after this experience is what makes you ready for marriage. You know, you cast off the culture. It's crazy, man. So those are not happy moments that we should be still embracing. You have a slavery mindset, honey. You need to wake up. Saying that women at this time don't want to be patient. Our mothers did. Our mothers, we're not your mother. Go find your mother.
So that is what is happening.
Die without having any sense of identity. However, men never put anyone first. Men put themselves first. Most of your fathers put themselves first. You will hardly see a man put his wife and his children first. Men always put themselves first. So why should we follow the steps of our mothers, most of whom are bitter and are filled with resentment because they put everybody ahead of themselves? And this is why I say this. Most men do not love their mothers. They love the sacrifices that their mothers made for them. Because if you would sit with your mother and you ask her about her perspectives, and if she had the opportunities that we have in this generation, if you ask your mother if she would have made the same choices that she made, she would tell you she would have made different choices. She would have perhaps pursued a career, travel around the world, and perhaps never get married. But most men don't even sit to have this heartfelt conversation with their mothers to understand marriage from the perspective of their mothers.
So that is the first video. She's just going to talk about a lot of things. I wanted also to, I think, just add it on with another video. It's the same chick. She keeps talking.
And have you had a conversation?
All right. So there's this other one who is responding. So let's hear her.
With your mother, because the women of today are having conversations with their mothers, and their mothers are telling them, don't do what I did. But you're idolizing your mother because you never really saw your mother as a human. You saw her as someone who provided for your needs. The question men need to start having is, how do I show up as a modern man in the 21st century?
Because you're talking about you want a traditional woman as a man, right? You're saying, oh, we don't traditional
your mother as a human.
Traditional women have changed. Like modern women have changed. They're not like our traditional mothers who used to just focus on family, who used just to think about, hey, as a woman, you're just supposed to be, thinking about, your family and putting people first. But you forget that you have a life. And this woman is trying to make sense here, talking about, you haven't had conversations with your mother. You haven't asked her why they stayed in those type of marriages. You want a traditional woman, and yet you're a modern man. Can you be like our fathers? Seriously.
You saw her as someone who provided for your needs. The question men need to start having is, how do I show up as a modern man in the 21st century? I can't be like my father, because the women right now are not like my mothers. How do I step up to make sure that I can partner with the kind of women that I see right now? A woman who is a working class woman, or a woman who even knows her rights, that is working day to day, will not put up with a man that still believes she has to submit to him just because you're a man. So we have modern women, but the men haven't caught up, and that's why they are stuck in that paradigm of...
We have modern women, and that's why we have men who complain all the time that, hey, you know, modern women are problem, modern women can't be like our mothers. Men, you need to actually catch up. Why are you not being a modern man? Let me put up the
how do I show up as a modern man in the 21st century? I can't be like my father, because the women right now are not like my mothers. How do I step up to make sure that I can partner with the kind of women that I see right now? A woman who is a working class woman, or a woman who even knows her rights, that is working day to day. We will not put up with a man that still believes she has to submit to him just because you're a man. So we have modern women, but the men haven't caught up, and that's why they are stuck in that paradigm of fighting for power that no one is trying to take from them. I totally agree with her perspective, and I want to emphasize the fact that social evolutionist men, we see women have evolved. Women are working, women contribute financially to the home.
You know, the men are saying they want a working class woman, and they forget working class women, modern day women, come with different perspectives. They will not be submitting the way our mothers used to submit. They'll not be doing the same things that our mothers used to do.
Sure.
You want a modern working class woman with a different mentality, but you still want her also to have the traditional mentality and behave traditionally. And you are claiming to be a modern man who wants 50-50. It's just confusing. I feel like if you really want a modern woman, then you should actually be a modern man.
Yep.
And that is how you're gonna make it. But if you're a modern man craving for a traditional woman, it's not gonna work.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. I feel like men need to just I don't know which this is just a guy we can't, I don't know which generation he's really coming from. Because like I'm saying, millennials, we have millennials who are not thinking like this. We have people who have different mindsets. Because the generation we're talking to right now, majority ni, we have millennials na Gen Zs, a mixture, but majority pia ni Gen Z. So I don't know which class number one you belong to, who raised you. Because if you look at maybe the age gap of your parents, that would make sense to me. You know, how old are you? Also, how old are you? Maybe you should be married long time ago. You're waiting for, you know, someone who is respectful, who is patient, who's gonna act like your mother, and you're looking for for them among the Gen Zs. You're not gonna find that.
Exactly.
You're not gonna find that. Be a stay-at-home wife. What you talking about? You want to keep me in your house the whole goddamn day, me waiting for you to come feed me, or you come with your mood swings because you didn't get money today. You come talk to me crap because you didn't get money today. Women want to get their own money, want to get their own bag. Women want to pay bills, all right?
Yeah.
Women literally want to cater, if possible, for themselves.
Exactly.
Because what the hell?
Literally.
What the hell?
Literally. Just moving on to another video, Job. We have this woman who admits for helping her husband get ready to meet his side chick.
This what?
Please watch this
She's
video.
admitting for helping her husband get ready to meet his side chick.
Wow.
On a podcast. And I think she's saying that God, she's a pastor's wife, so the husband is the one that is the cheat, who is the pastor. So she's saying that the grace from God allowed her to iron her husband's clothes for him to meet his side chick. Let's go.
If you would call me out my name, it wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. Not coming home on the weekends, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God, so I would say, you will love me one day. I would literally help him get ready to go meet his side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night.
God told you if a man cheated on you, you could leave him.
So she's saying she's married to the husband, and the husband used to tell her stuff like, I can never love you, I wish I'd never married you. And she was like, one day you will just love me, you see. And then she was like, she likes to listen to the voice of God before her husband. So the voice of God told her to actually go iron the clothes and get her husband ready for the night to meet the side chicks.
Adultery is grounds for divorce. If you want to stay with a cheater, go ahead and do that, but don't say God told you so. We're literally talking about ironing a man's clothes to prepare him to go meet his side chick, and you think that's all God wanted for you? As a fellow Christian girly, let me tell you that God loves you more than that. To let a man call you out of your name and disrespect you and cheat on you. That's not what God wanted you to do. That's what you wanted to do. We gotta stop settling for crumbs and then jumping on the internet and telling other women that that's God's best.
Who would want to serve a God like that? That man cheated because he wanted to. This is why some men seek out Christian women, because they know they could try to find ways to use the Bible to excuse it, to make her feel like the devil made me do it. No, you made you do it. I heard somebody say one time the devil was outside of the church crying, and somebody asked him, what is he crying for? And he said, because everybody in there was blaming me for stuff that I didn't even do. That's exactly what's going on here. He can always use that he got weak and the devil was using him, and you just got to pray harder or pray more, or God was testing him. He could use those excuses for the rest of his life because you're willing to fall for it.
I feel like that.
And have you had a conversation?
That woman was crazy. Nah, it was giving like pick me. She was desperate. She didn't want to leave the marriage.
Yeah.
So she's just making an excuse for the husband.
You're gonna love me.
That you're gonna love me one day, and it's God's voice. Like amekwambia kupendi Joby, amekudisrespect. Unajua kona side chicks. Anakwambia di penye naenda. You're getting this man ready, and you're telling yourself that one day he will love you. And then the worst thing is, you're blaming it on God. Like, who would want to actually serve a God like that?
Me, number one, I even read this somewhere, like, women don't like hearing about, you mention about other women. I don't care whether she's your friend. I don't care. Why you mention another big in front of my face? Like, I don't care what you did, if it's not business concerned, I don't want to know about your girlfriends. Okay, keep it to yourself. And I'm very strict with that. Like, don't mention any in front of me. Tutakosana vibaya sana, taletana juu vibaya sana. So you to come tell me God, to hell with your God, number one. Like she said, there's no loving God who wants that for you.
I know, like why would God
put you in such a
situation? God
situation?
na nakupenda in his own image and likeness. Why would somebody who loves you, God who loves you, Joby, put in a situation where you're disrespected, you're shown all sorts of disrespect, and then you're saying you're blaming it on God? Can we stop? And this woman made a lot of sense. That is why some men would go for these Christian women to lie to them and say, you know, the devil is a liar, he made me do it. A cheat is a cheat. There's no devil. Trust me. Men who find excuses and call the devil's name, the devil even is like, what the hell did I do?
God wants you to get out of that marriage. God wants you out.
It's crazy,
like, snap
man.
out.
Wake
up and go. You know, God is trying to teach you a lesson, but you're using his name in defense. It's not working.
It is just super.
Leave.
Leave, girl. Leave. You're lying. Let me just even read the comments and hear maybe what women had to say on that. She's saying, this is how women of God are. They excuse their abusive, cheating husbands in the name of God. So please stop telling women and women only to go back to cheating husband when the Bible doesn't say that. If they leave, no, the devil didn't win. This keeps women in abusive marriages. Adultery is a whole sin. And the wife's self-esteem is just low. Like this woman, this type of women never have the same grace for their children. She's just traumatized. God is like, girl, I don't know who has been in your ear, but sure it ain't me. Because she was saying she was listening to God. And I said, what kind of God do they serve? Ain't no way they told her to do that. And it is just so crazy. But wait, isn't it against adultery in the commandments?
Exactly. Like, it's written in the Bible.
Exactly.
So what Bible in which God is telling your husband to commit adultery?
Exactly. Are you okay with that? I feel like you're just okay. You don't have self-esteem, literally. And this man has used everything to make you feel like you ain't shit, literally. But moving on to another news and update, still about relating to relationship, but this is now Kenyan women on a podcast. And
if love is out of the...
This is now, this is Dr. Kingori. You know Dr. Kingori. So I think he's hosting a podcast, or he was a guest. So let's listen to what these women have to say.
So how can I say, let me get married? Out of the world. If love is out of the picture. So how can I say, let me get married? Out of the world. No respect. Have you ever hung out with someone and you're like, I really don't love this guy, but he's such a decent person, so a respectful person, he treats me well, he's providing. Trust me, the man you love will not be your husband.
I mean,
Do you
it's a
agree?
reality. I feel like somehow, yeah, but somehow no. I agree to disagree.
The man you love
I've had
will
the
never-
notion a couple of times
Yeah.
from people.
I've
To
had
say-
also that.
Yeah, and
People
I feel like,
choose people choose more than just love in a relationship.
Yeah.
That I agree, because sometimes you love somebody but there is nothing they're bringing to the table.
True.
The reality of life will be he might end up being a bozo, he might end up being broke. You need money to pay bills.
True.
You need to start a family. You
Yeah.
need there is more to love, and I definitely agree. But again, what I want to agree on, I can still love you and be responsible.
Yeah.
Like I can still get that man who is everything and still loves me.
True.
The problem is when you push that propaganda of you can't get all of it.
Me, I feel like it's just like you say, the propaganda being pushed in
Yeah.
relationships right now. They're not capable of working. It's impossible to have a relationship working to push things through. Cause again, now this is why I go back to now the patience where this guy was talking about. Talk about our parents being patient,
Yeah.
both of them, not just the woman. Is where I'm broke. Are you gonna leave me because I'm broke? And we have like
Exactly.
10 children.
Yeah.
You know, utavumilia mpaka kila kitu irudi fiti. Na utapata most of them actually, because of staying with each other together, they grew even being wealthier. And this will find most of these I'll say our grandparents or great grandparents stuck together to the old age because walikuwa wanajua the pain of tulipatana tukiwa nayo ikafika mali ikaisha, and it blew up again. And look at us right now living in a garden. So you see, being honest, Shmoney, utapata ama TikTokers wanataka, I went to visit my grandparents. You see the compound is all flashy. Hapo unanyongwa na wivu mbaya uko like it's your grandparents who are not able to just, you know, make the relationship work. And of course kuna relationship here automatically they just end. But there's this propaganda, just like I think there's a whole lot of propaganda being pushed right now. This is, I feel like, one of them,
Yeah.
because I've been hearing it a lot.
Hata mimi
There's
nimesikia-
just
you remember
perspectives
even-
from men
even-
and
even
women about
remember-
shit. What? If
remember
shit is
even-
not working for you doesn't mean it's not working for
You
me.
remember even Kamlesh says most people don't love their wives. I'm
That's
like,
you.
What the heck?
Excuse me, if you don't
People
love your
their
wife, that
wives.
is on you.
It's
And
crazy.
I'm not settling with someone who doesn't. Personally, the moment I'm gonna notice love. So you're my husband. Hey, I'm going.
Literally,
Because what am
yeah.
I? Me nianze kuuliza nini mbaya? Do you love me anymore? You don't love me anymore. Na kuna kama hapa ananisumbua na niambia
Exactly.
venye anaweza nipeleka Dubai. Bra, ndani nipeleka kwanza. The good thing is that right now women are smart. I'm not giving you a baby immediately after it because I'm married to you, because that's our mothers.
Exactly.
Ati mwezi wa kwanza ashapata mimba. Utaka miaka 5 hapo ukingoja
I
ukina
know,
maka.
exactly.
Kama wewe ulete ujinge to your love is walking out of the window. I'm walking out of the
Of the
door.
door,
You know, and I'm
literally.
taking flights and going.
Yeah.
There's always another man willing to treat me better. Like, what the hell?
Take it to the bank on it, make a deposit.
Ndio hawa wanakam from a place we were told to marry a person that loves you more than you love me.
But me, I'm basing it on from infidelity. Watu wanasema hao watu wenye wanachitingi kwa their marriages, it's cause at one point I don't feel like my wife is attractive enough, or he's not good in bed, he's not this.
Why did
people
you
cheat because they're cheaters?
These are the same things tulikuwa tunauliza even on the Black Kings frequency. Only to the point where it gets here. Like, weren't you guys dating?
Exactly.
Before you got married, you were dating.
Yeah.
So if you saw she was not attractive enough, why did you settle with her?
Exactly.
Why did you settle with this guy? Was it because of the pockets? And that's why you go down. Loving someone because of also the pocket money. You know, that's what tu ndani yako, yani you deeply don't like this person. I'm not that. Maybe if I don't know if I think I'm not really that good of a pretender. I'm not. I can pretend for a short while and then I'll get irritated and I want you to get out of my face. Like, staki kuona, I don't give a shit about your money. And I love the fact also right now in today's generation we have women who are knowing this. Just because you're driving, because you live in a self-compound, because you have a business or you get in $1 million a salary, doesn't mean you can keep me.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you can keep me. Find a desperate woman. Find a needy woman. I'm not needy.
Me, I will go.
You will go. I knew it. I knew it.
I will love
I
you.
saw it coming.
I will.
I
mean,
saw it coming.
Joby, I'd better
No
love that
surprise.
one. I'd better.
sijui nipate mtu ana earn 20 million, that's when I can live a good lifestyle.
No, you can't.
No, unaweza anza tu na kama wako bado. I don't know. There are people's money and receipt. It's not really that much exposed, but successful relationship again are quiet. That's just the reality of
Yeah.
it.
They're very quiet.
The loud relationships are the ones that actually
I agree.
to discourage.
I agree.
Successful relationships are so quiet.
I agree,
These are the people you
Joey.
find going through ups and downs, and you won't even know a goddamn thing
I
of what they're
agree.
really going through.
I agree.
You know, and you'll find people. Well, mmefikaje? How did you guys? You're
Yeah, we started
years,
from nothing.
40 years in marriage, mmemanageaje, and you hear their stories, you're shocked.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
They work, Joby. I still believe, I don't decline. I still believe you can start with somebody, grow together. Right? But I also believe you can also get whatever you and Joby,
True.
and what happens
That
is
is
when
true.
I say also get the difference. Yesterday we were talking about you having standards, right? Yes, if you want to actually get that person who is earning $1 million, you have to have something going on for yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't have, or if you've never imagined, like for example, the life we are living right now, things we didn't have before, we have them now. And of course, dreaming bigger, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to even live larger.
Bigger.
So exactly. So it means even the people that you are going to
settle
exactly
with.
are gonna be larger.
Exactly.
So that's just it. So
That
you
is
can't
so true.
actually also say I want a 20 million when you're not 20 million per month, and you're zero.
That is so true.
So of course, when you get to that point, even like the people you're dating right now, they have to be on the same standard as you.
I feel like experiences are again everything. I'll do the TikTok challenge.
Yeah.
I've tasted both rich and poor,
Yeah.
and they're all the same.
Yeah.
Get your own money.
Exactly.
Men are disrespectful. I don't care, man. Not all of them again, but just have your own shit.
Have your
There's just
bag.
something about you having your own shit.
And there's just also
there's just-
respect that comes
Yeah,
with it. A man
because-
will not disrespect if you
Exactly.
have your shit figured.
Exactly.
Because it's like, because I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do to me?
I'm paying rent for myself. Like, nini una top up and it says it top up.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yeah.
Najilipia nafanya kila kitu.
But if he knows he's everything, Joby, he will show you disrespect.
If he knows,
He's everything you got.
yeah.
He will.
That's
Exactly.
true. That's true.
But
That's what I'm
if
saying.
but if you have your shit going on, hata venye tu atakuwa na kuongelesha, venye atakuwa na kutreat, sema usi ule demo kupeleka
yeah,
tu hivi.
to agree,
Unajua?
yeah, just to agree with it, like to agree with you, can get everything you want. You can get a man who's earning that 20 million and he treats you nice, but don't get a man who's earning 20 million. You're there just for the status.
Nah.
I'm married to someone who has money. Bora na alilia kwa Range
Wewe
Rover,
yako ni
and then you'll
wapi?
be like our moms now. You
Exactly.
die sad, so literally. On people's faces you're smiling, but ukirudi huku kwa bedroom yako na kwa bathroom unalia mbaya mbovu. Like, don't be like that.
Don't be like that.
May refuse that
It
life.
has no reason. Really.
I like that.
Stop finding justifications. Have you seen the hot fine women? I mean, no offense. Have you seen the one with the woman he cheats on? Is there a justification in this world for cheating on a woman who looks like that? Honestly, none. So a man who cheats.
Yeah.
He will cheat because it's missed in a way he doesn't like.
No, I have a different opinion. People are as faithful. Most people, actually say most, just a disclaimer. Most people are as faithful as their options.
That's because it's true, because when a man gets money, the day my pastor once said, "You're not humble, you're just broke." And he said it in church, like, don't act humble, you're crying, you're just broke. You touch money like this. Hey, and that's the truth. A man, unless given money and power, you will never see his true character. But when he gets money and power,
Hivyo na hata kawa utaona tu kuna vinyangarika tu wengine tu
Wanaonyesha.
na anakoza ule yangepewa do.
That's true.
Exactly.
That is so true.
It's just, I feel
Yes.
like money don't change you, it just
That's
elevates
true.
who you are.
That's true.
Shows your true character, literally. But that is what is happening on the last news, or rather the last video I have here is about I wanted to share also another different video. Let me hear this.
But what I've realized is that most men do not want a submissive woman. They want a woman who is too afraid to ask for help. Because when a woman is too afraid,
Okay, you
That's true. I feel like I've met that version of men. I feel like that's why personally I'll decline, and I've really declined. If I'm to show how many dates I really declined because of just petty. Too petty Shmoney uko like, where are the real men?
Exactly.
Bring the real men back, like
Yeah.
for real. I don't. Kit was saying like women are so materialistic nowadays. I don't really. Maybe it has increased, but we are born materialistic.
We
I
are
don't know.
born to choose the
We're
best
born,
hunter.
exactly. We're born to have the
Right.
best. We're born to demand.
Exactly.
We're born to ask. Like, why you're supposed to provide? You're a man.
Exactly.
Why do you wanna? Why you attracted to me and you can't maintain?
Exactly.
Well, I can take care of all. You can take care of yourself.
And that's what I'm saying. Men, I feel like men come from a space where I'm a people who say you're a gold digger. They don't
You
have.
are broke.
Exactly, because there are people who would provide without even feeling that their woman is a gold digger. And Joby, if a woman likes you, she'll not over ask you. She'll be like only the whatever she needs, and go for your woman of caliber. Unona, if you're like a woman a man who wants 50K, please don't go for a woman who wants 100K or even just 60,000, because I'm telling you, she can get everything. If you want your 50,000, go for a campus lady. That is the one that you will send for her maybe 10,000 per month, and she'll never go anywhere.
There's a day I was chilling, then this guy texts me. I've been avoiding this guy for like some time. Then this guy texts me. He's like, these days, like, I'm around your area. You know what was so
Yeah.
I'm around your area. So I was like, so I was just having a few drinks with some friends. Do you think you could pull up? Or like, do you think I can't afford a drink? And as a matter of fact, I was drinking something at that time, and I sent a picture. He's like, do you want more? I was like, did I ask you for more?
Yeah.
Huh? Did I ask you for more? Like, vitu nafaa uniuliza hata si vitu kai. Hizo unafaa kuniuliza. I mean, I don't know. Like, men nowadays are just so petty. I don't know. Petty, providing zero, thinking they are providing something.
Exactly.
Alcohol. What do you mean alcohol is something to offer? Do I look like a drunkard to you? You know, what do you mean clubbing?
I know.
Money?
Like, imagine somebody asks you to
What
meet
do you
them
mean?
and then
I
they're
have
like,
a
"Can
car,
you
you
do
know, I
that?"
can take you around. I can literally hire a car to be taken around if I wanted
Exactly.
to, and we can make it a whole trip if we wanted to.
Exactly.
You remember that guy?
I
have a car. I can drive you around. That is a turn off. You come flexing to a woman thinking that because
And
you're
probably
driving.
I have my own car.
It's not that generation anymore. You guys need to snap out. It's not that generation anymore.
And please,
so that you have it or you don't.
And women, stop being afraid to ask.
Like,
To
please.
ask for help, that means that you always have someone who can get things done for you. When I'm speaking to black women, when I say this specifically, ask for help and scream when you need help, because there are so many people who are preying on the fact that you will most likely not be asking for help. Submissive women typically will ask for help along the way, and men will say, oh, I love submissive women, or I want to be with somebody submissive. No, they want someone who is too afraid to ask for help.
And I feel like these are just weak men and broke men. Because Joby, what she's trying to say is men prey on hyper independent people. I've seen a bunch of boys, I will not call them men, a bunch of boys who go out there claiming that they want independent women who are working. Right? And then when you get this type of woman, anajua huyu hata niomba vitu, hata niombaga. Me, trust me, if I'm driving, I'm telling you, you want a submissive woman, you say, oh, there's this guy, he tells me, I am a sucker for submissive women. I'm like, okay. So submissive women would ask for help in every way. They will be like, I need help. Are you going to be that man? If you can't be that man, then stop claiming you need a submissive woman. A submissive woman looks at you as a dominant man. Atakuwa like, anything I want, I know you're going to do it. But you want a submissive one and you still want her to go, you still don't want her to ask for help. And I feel like boys, not men. Boys would go out there, go for independent women, because they think that this independent women have everything figured out. Naita fika point me, I will ask, even if I'm driving that TX, you will fuel that car. You will pay for my trip. There's nothing you're telling me I got it all figured. You're my man. Like, what are you doing? Stop being so independent. Independent doesn't mean you don't need a man.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
That's the question.
That's
what
the question.
Like,
literally.
what are you doing?
Literally.
I don't know. Me
now.
I'm quick to anger, and then I have zero tolerance of especially men, and when it comes to asking for money. I don't know, Shmoney, the fact, like I said, it's something I've heard in my mentality a long time. I want to have this, I want to have this, because I want to be in the ability, yes, not to ask,
Yeah.
but I want to be in the ability not to ask.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I've been in that space of asking, like I was saying yesterday, and people told me on my face, you're always begging, you know, you're always asking, and I'm like, wow, okay, all right. So I love the fact right now I'm in the space, I love literally my growth, that I can
get anything
I have
you
zero,
want.
zero. I have zero tolerance of men I have to ask for something.
I know.
Like, especially if I know you can and you don't want to, or you're giving me the bare minimum.
Exactly.
I'm so disrespectful.
Exactly.
I'm super disrespectful.
I agree.
And ukuje tu the way you are, you know. Sina, you know, this is me.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
This is who I am.
But you
this
come
is
in
what
with
you
that.
get.
Oh, you know, I can match your caliber, I can match.
And then you don't do
You
shit.
don't do. I have zero tolerance and so much disrespect. Like, don't do that. For me, I just can't. It's a turn off.
It's a turn off, literally. There's just something good with the benefactor, literally.
Like-
You feel like, yes, Zaddy. But of course, that is where we come to the end of our show.
Yeah.
I see Gichochi in the building, and I say, what is the frequency? Blackout Fire. Please follow the page and download our app on Google Play Store.
Period.
Shmoney, nice cape. Thank you so much. She's saying, who is this woman talking shit? Most women will always put their family first. Yes, put your family first, but don't forget who you are.
Yep.
Can you clarify what a modern man is? I think a modern woman is a woman who has eyelashes the size of a broom and nails so long that she struggles to wipe her ass. Oh my god. And he also says, Joby, I'm not inviting you.
I have lashes on. What are you talking about?
On a bicycle.
I got lashes on, but they're not size of a broom. Let me zoom
Exactly,
the
and that
camera.
doesn't mean you are a modern woman just by that. Modern
What are
women.
you talking about, John
Mosquito?
Mosquito? Who are you with these lash brooms? I don't know. They've been talking about the lashes. They're talking.
I
They're
know.
calling those. I don't know what lashes.
Oh my god.
You know, the nails.
Let the women breathe.
Like,
Literally.
release us.
Release us. Maybe you're closing your mind.
Much love. Of course, see you guys tonight on the Culture Show. It's been a minute, man. It's been like a whole month.
I know, you've just been having like talks.
Yeah.
Hujakuwa ukicheza ngoma.
Yeah, it's been conversation talks. It's been it's been conversations, and of course the lights have been messing up our programs. That's why we pushed the conversation to Thursday.
Yeah.
But of course, see you guys tonight on the Culture Show, on TikTok, on the radio, on the network. Request the jumps you want to, but of course, you know I'm gonna play my taste. That's a must. But ensure you tune in. Much love.
Much love, guys. Same time, same place, every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, which one is mine? Nigga.